Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to be having a tour around Celtic Reptile and Amphibians facilities, having a look at the different species that they house, the projects that they take part in, and just generally learning a bit more about the UK's reptiles and amphibians and the different rewilding projects that are going on around the country to help with their conservation and just helping them survive in the future. Before I get started though, I just want to mention that all of the social links for Celtic Reptile and Amphibian will be in the description below, and if you want to go check them out then I really recommend it, because all of the stuff that they do with helping the UK's reptiles and amphibians and helping just educate people about them, it is awesome. And there'll also be a link to their Patreon where if you want to help support them then you can go subscribe to them on there and just help them continue into the future and do bigger and better things with their work. But with that being said, let's go have a look and see what their facility's like.
Alright, let's see if he's in. Alright mate.
How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, good thanks.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, well come in.
Let's go on in.
Welcome to the breeding facility. So we've got roughly a 2-acre site, so it's quite big.
It is, isn't
We're
it?
currently on 1 acre of land, so we've developed 1 acre, and we're thinking about doing the next acre maybe this winter. So it's all hands to the deck. We're bit busy, but yeah, we'll go have a look what's
let's go see what's
about.
going on. Yeah.
We've got the weather for it anyway.
Yeah.
So just a note on the housekeeping, basically, in order to maintain biosecurity, which means to prevent disease spread both from wild animals to captive animals and captive animals to wild. On entry and exit, just a bit of a hand sanitize and a bit of a foot dip, and then if we hold any amphibians we always use nitrile gloves.
That's it. Scrub yourself. Protecting the animals.
Yeah, so go on, dip your feet now then.
And so the facility is surrounded by this ecologically built newt fence. So this was built by ecologists, and what that does is it's basically we're standing in one ginormous enclosure, so that if any animals escape they can't get out into the wild, but also if any wild animals are out there they can't get in here. And then we've got to double up biosecurity, we've got an electric fence, and that's to stop things like badgers and foxes getting in, not only eating animals but spreading diseases. And you can also see on top of the enclosures we've got this green netting, and that's to stop birds from getting in there and potentially spreading diseases. But talking about them, the way that we breed these animals is we're trying to be as welfare orientated as possible. And so the best way with reptiles and amphibians is to mimic the wild, minus the bad things that are in the wild, which is disease, predation, that sort of thing. So we've got these open topped enclosures, we've got 6 of them, and each one harbours a different species. So in this one we've got moor frogs. We're quite famous for moor frogs. We've bred quite a lot, good breeding success, and we hope that some of that work can help conserve them. We've spoken to guys from Germany and helped inform them with their captive breeding trials of them. And then the next one here, this is a bit of a familiar sight to coastal sites in the UK. This harbours sand lizards and natterjack toads.
I see them,
Yeah.
Cool.
And sand lizards and natterjack toads are some of Britain's rarest animals in general. And that's because we've lost so much of our dune system, so it's vital that we protect them. And these are ambassador animals. These help to show, them in a naturalistic environment.
So like all the stuff you've got in there, like the plants and that, are they all from the UK?
So they're all native plants. So it's as an ecosystem would be on the dunes.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, I rate that. Like they look wicked.
Yeah.
So what's in this one?
So this is probably one of the most well-known reptiles in Britain. This is the grass snake. It's often found in compost heaps in people's gardens, or even swimming in people's ponds and eating the fish. These animals actually came from a mitigation project. So there was a development site happening, and we were brought in to move the animals and translocate them. So these are part of the project. that's experimenting with translocating animals. Grass snakes are an amazing species. They're aquatic as well as being able to live on land, and they're often seen in ponds and streams, sifting through vegetation in order to hunt frogs.
Yeah, wicked.
And they're just amazing animals.
Yeah, again, curated like
exactly
with the English fauna. Yeah, that's wicked. I like that.
And unfortunately, they've seen like a over 60% decline in my lifetime, and I'm 19.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's
when
sad.
you think like that, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad and sad. Do you want to hold him?
Yeah, alright.
He is a bit wet. But that is a European pond turtle. That one specifically is of a Russian locality. So that was somewhere, maybe even Belarus actually, that sort of area. And because of that, he's very, very dark. So you can see he's got this dark pigmentation.
Very strong, you know.
Yeah.
He's mad strong, isn't it?
Yeah,
the way he like pulls at you and that. Look at you, you're wicked. Yeah, rate that. Isn't it? Go imagine this is in the wild in the future. Go on, son. Enjoy your freedom. Look, I just rewilded. So will he just like leg it around?
Yeah, he'll find his way back here.
Ledge. So what we got here?
These are common
Oh
lizards.
snap! Yeah, lizard.
And they're really cool. Common lizards are also known as viviparous lizards, and that means, you can see one on the log, that means these are capable of live birth, and they are the most northerly occurring reptile in the world. So you'll even find them in the Arctic Circle.
Oh mad,
in
really?
Norway, Finland, Sweden.
Yeah, that's sick.
And because they give birth to live young, if you think of it like eggs, if you lay eggs in one place, you are literally putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
If that area doesn't end up getting sun or get shaded or whatever, the eggs fail.
Yeah.
Whereas if you keep your eggs inside you and let the babies develop inside you, you can move as a mummy lizard to areas of sun and make sure, you know, the eggs are cared for.
Clever.
So that's an adaptation to living so far north. Unfortunately, again, it's another species which has seen a decline because of our intensification of agriculture.
Yeah.
So this system here that we've started and we're going to implement further down there as well is a way of looking at how can we breed these at scale. Reintroductions do not work with small animals, at least in tens.
Yeah.
They need to be in the hundreds. So it's a way of thinking about breeding these at scale.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Pretty cool.
So what we got in here?
So in there we've got a variety of different lizards, and you can see the male is actually out on the log there.
Oh yeah, look at him.
That is a western green lizard. So they are found in France, northwestern Italy, as well as parts of Germany, Spain, Portugal, and this species is found in Britain. However, it is an introduced species. It's found around Bournemouth on the Boscombe Cliffs, and we breed a few of these each year, mainly for filming, not for reintroduction. Bit of filming, but also just maintaining a healthy captive collection.
Yeah, he's wicked looking.
So yeah, and also we have eyed lizards over here. So if we come and walk this way, hopefully we should see them. The eyed lizard is Europe's largest lizard. Some of the big males can grow up to 80 centimetres in length. So
that's massive.
Yeah, it's big.
Hold on, that's like that big?
Yeah, it is. It's huge. And these are found in, you can find them in southern France as well as Portugal, Spain, and a bit of Italy.
So on the other side,
yeah,
little green frogs.
Yeah, so you wouldn't actually associate tree frogs with Britain.
No.
They look really tropical.
Yeah.
But the reality is, these tree frogs are found as far north as southern Sweden. They're incredibly cold resistant. We used to have tree frogs in Britain, and that is shown because there are various historical records which list them as a native species. For instance, Christopher Merritt talks about there's a frog of excellent parrot green which sits on the bushes.
Yeah.
And basically what he is describing is the European tree frog.
So are these not in the wild now?
So there have been some introductions of these, not by us, but over the decades, as far back as like the 1940s, and even earlier than that, to be honest, 1890s there was one. However, they aren't back as a native species. So what we would like to do is, with these, is spark a national conversation.
Yeah.
So these animals here, what you are looking at is actually very rare animal, because tree frogs were thought to be all the same. So a tree frog from Korea was thought to be the same species as a tree frog from Spain, and because of that they were all interbred. But what actually happened was we found out that they're all different species. The European tree frog is only found in sort of North Spain, France, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, sort of that region, and the rest are different species.
Mad.
So there are very few animals in captivity which are pure tree frogs. These are of a locality from the Netherlands. So what we're doing with these is breeding these so that these can go to other keepers, but also zoos to maintain a good captive collection and get the conversation started.
And then get them back into the wild.
Yes.
Yes, that'd be wicked. Imagine seeing them in the wild.
And they're actually, incidentally, this is Europe's loudest amphibian. It's a tiny animal, yet it has a really loud call. It can be heard hundreds of meters away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you see that is an Escalating snake. That's one of Europe's largest snake species. Grows up to 6 foot, and it's a tree climbing snake. So it means it will eat birds and their eggs. And it is found in Britain and was found in Britain back in the Pleistocene. That species is now found in 2 locations in Wales, so North Wales and South Wales, as well as Regent's Canal in London. Yeah. We breed them for filming work, but also to raise awareness. What we want is this species to be protected in the wild, because it is globally it's threatened.
Yeah.
And so the populations in Britain can be an extra addition, you know, to that international
Be
population.
like a safe barrier for it.
Exactly, yeah.
And they won't do any harm to
Not
the
at all.
countryside.
No. I mean, the latest evidence shows that this species, if anything, has a positive impact because it eats
Rats.
things like rats, yeah.
Wicked, yeah. What's the other snake you got?
Well, the other snake, incidentally, is native, and that is the rarest, and that is the smooth snake.
Smooth snake. Go on, let's see that.
So, welcome to the breeding room. In this enclosure here, we've got Britain's rarest snake. This is the smooth snake, and it isn't a big snake. It's actually our smallest species. And it feeds on lizards. So when we're talking about reintroduction of common lizards, we're talking about rebuilding a food guild for this species of snake. We only have one at the moment. We're hoping to acquire a female because we think that this one's a male in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll try breeding. I mean, a lot of these species have only been bred a few times, if any at all. So it's about learning a technique about how to breed them.
Yeah.
And it is one thing that many people and zoos won't admit, even rewilders, is a lot of it can be make it up as you go along. Yeah. You're testing and trying, but the number one thing to do is to always maintain good practice, but also is to learn from your mistakes. I mean, an idiot is someone who makes the same mistake twice. Yeah. So.
What?
Yeah. So that, for instance. It gets very, very hot in here, so we had actually, unfortunately, some tadpoles die just from heat shock. Yeah. So we've now got a thermostatically controlled temperature system.
Oh yeah, I see it there.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, cool, mate.
Yeah. Awesome.